Hello! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to another live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get a couple more things ready and then we're gonna get started with this because boy oh boy, we've got something really interesting to go through today. So, let's do this shit, shall we? How are you all doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I know I sure as heck am having a pretty good day. So we're gonna make this a good ride. First of all, I'm planning on doing some Linux stuff today. Again, as if I've never done Linux things again, or before, or whatever. I've done this kind of thing before, but today we're gonna do something a little bit different because I really want to check something out today. I'm going to show you guys what that something is in a moment. Let me just grab the GitLab real quick for it. Because we're going to do some experimenting with this. I actually have the little thing up top. As you can probably tell, up there, I actually have something very exciting to tell you. Because I've got a partnership with Ancient Ink Apparel, who are working with me on some things that we're gonna talk about on a later date. But that's not something for today. We're gonna focus on this thing right here. Now, in case you don't know what this is essentially a ArchLinux script written by the man, the myth, the legend himself, DistroTube. And I'm gonna check it out today because he's done some updates to it in recent months, and I really badly want to check this out. I actually was supposed to check this out a long ass time ago, but we're just gonna check it out today. Better late than never, right? So it looks like he's the creator of this is actually working on some polybar stuff. So he's working on the top bar that you'll see in the desktop that we're going to be checking out today. So this thing has got a lot of things going on. You can probably see a little bit of the things that we're going to check out today. We've got a beautiful desktop with a top bar and with some terminals. I think this is the Nordic theme that he's got going on his terminal. Not entirely sure about that one, but it sure as heck looks like it. But we're going to mess around with this today. I'm going to put this to the side for the time being. So let's have some fun. I already have Arch installed on this, which I have not done much of anything on whatsoever. So we just gotta run with it and see what happens. First of all, we obviously gotta get this whole system ready for this. So we're gonna do a little git clone of it. And let me actually... Nah... I'm just gonna leave it like this. Alright. So I gotta do gitlab.com/DTOS/DTOS. Right? Okay. And you'll find a couple of things in here. Now, there isn't all that much stuff in this particular Git repository. And that's because most of the things that you're going to get are all inside of this tiny little script here. Let me actually check if you can open that script up from here. That for some reason did not work very well. Let's see what this script actually has. As you can see, there is not an awful lot going on in here, but there's a lot more going on under the hood than meets the eye. So we're gonna give this a shot and see what happens. So let's do a ./DTOS, and this will launch the script for us. Now what's cool about this is that this is all terminal based, but we do get a little GUI-esque interface in here, so this is going to make things a lot easier for us. We're gonna hit OK. The parallel downloads option is not enabled in the Pacman configuration. This may result in slower installation. I don't really care about that in this virtual machine. We're doing this during a live stream, so it doesn't really matter. Oh. I forgot about that. Okay, I need to screenshot this real quick. Because I am not going to remember this at all. So, essentially what's going on here is I can just pick up that screenshot that I just made. So, this is a little bug that for some bizarre reason exists within this script that that apparently DT cannot bypass. So you gotta change this to this. Check both the lang and LCC type variables are set to the appropriate locale. So that's a little bit of a frustrating problem with this entire thing. So do we have Vim? We do not. Yeah, I'm usually I use Nano for this, but I want to use some Vim for this. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna change that locale.conf file, and we gotta go to insert mode, and let's see. The lang and locale LC type. Hang on, let me double check this real quick. I gotta check the documentation in this. Ah. That's a problem. Okay. So you gotta see this real quick. This is a really frustrating issue. So apparently DT bothers to document all of this, but he doesn't seem to want to bother that you gotta do some things. Confirming locales are set. Yeah, he is actually checking all of this, but does he also say anything about the locale.conf file? Yeah. Yeah, that he does show that. You can reference the Arch wiki. Why do we? Okay. This is incredibly frustrating. Okay, I did not mean to do that. All right. That's fine. Okay, so I need to... what do we have here? Okay, let's just do something crazy. So according to this, it needs LC type. So let's just do it like this. LC type, and it needs to be en underscore us dot utf-8. Okay. Now that needs to be saved and quit. Oh. Okay. Can't write since last change. Oh. Type QA, exclamation point, and press enter to abandon. Oh my goodness. Why does it have to be like this? This is actually really frustrating. It was my idea to try out Vim for this. Why did I do this? Like, I know that Vim is a very popular editor to use for many developers and all on Linux, or Linux in general, actually. A lot of people love this and a lot of people use this, but I am not enjoying this at all. Okay. So now I gotta do a sudo locale gen. That should do it. It didn't seem to recognize the LCC type, so I don't think I did that correctly. Oh, I just realized you are not seeing that thing, I think, that I just put in. Because of the Agent Inc. Apparel banner that I have up top there. Whoops. Okay. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out whether or not this works. Let's reboot. And if it didn't work, then I can always just consult the YouTube video that DT made on it. But that's incredibly irritating that it has to work like that. Because it shouldn't. It shouldn't have to work like this. And according to him, you cannot bypass this. But surely you can. Surely you can bypass this, right? I mean, I don't know what kind of stuff he has put in the script, but surely you should be able to bypass that. Yeah, because you gotta run the script as root. You will be asked for a sudo password. That's fine. Okay, now we know it's working. Now we know that it's working because we can actually get to this now without having to do all of that shit in Vim again. Okay, so this is the cool part about DTOS. Because this doesn't just install a regular desktop environment. You get a selection of window managers that you can install. Which I want to install all of them. So that is going to include Xmonad. Awesome. I think Qtile was also another one of those. So we'll see what happens. Xmonad comes with all of the basic stuff that you would expect. This is installing nearly 180 packages. Which is a little bit more than... Which is a little more packages than I would expect for most window managers. But it looks like it comes with an awful lot of Haskell stuff. Which I think is the language that Xmonad was written in. But don't quote me on that though. I'm not entirely sure about that. But I think... I believe that's, that it kind of works like that. But still, that's a lot of packages that it needs to install for that window manager. Luckily, all of these packages are relatively small, so it's not going to have to take an awful lot of time to just install all of it. At least I don't think. Do you wish to install? Awesome. Okay. So, there's a lot of things about this that I just do not understand. This is an Arch script, right? I know that there's a couple of other post-install scripts out there that you can also use to improve your Arch life a little bit more. And I know that there's also one by Chris Titus Tech. I know this because I've used that script a couple of times. Arch Titus. And it installs practically every single package that you could possibly need on an Arch system. It installs the pure base of what you're going to need on your Arch system. And what's beautiful about Arch Titus is that you get a beautiful menu-esque interface that lets you select which desktop environment you want to install out of the box. And In recent years, we've also got Arch install, which is a Python script written directly in the Arch ISO, which you can use to practically install every package that you want out of immediately upon install, without having to get like a script out of off of GitHub or whatever. And that has a list kind of interface, which has all kinds of options, and it even has a bunch of checkboxes that you can check. This, however, lets you go through each and every window manager one by one and install them all one by one. And apart from that, this interface is ugly as shit. And oh my goodness, I just realized this does show the config files were placed in awesome, but it doesn't have clear text saying that do you wish to install Qtile? It's right at the bottom right here. And if you know anything about Linux command line and scaling, you know that Linux is awful when it comes to you know, just handling various display sizes and resolutions well. I've had we actually have a television in the living room that that I hooked up a Raspberry Pi to, so we could watch movies on that television, because it's a little bit of an older model. It doesn't have the latest version of Netflix. It doesn't even have access to Disney Plus. This thing is installing nearly 500 packages. What the hell? Why are you installing 500 packages? I mean, my script also installs an awful lot of stuff, but not 500 packages, I think. Grievous. Okay. But anyway, and I actually a couple of times I actually did jump that Raspberry Pi into a console TTY, and the text looks incredibly tiny on such a big display. And the desktop environment for Raspberry Pi OS also doesn't have the greatest scaling options. So you would end up with a pretty small looking desktop environment. Luckily, Raspberry Pi OS did come with options to make the cursor a little bit bigger, so that checks out, I guess. But yeah, there are still a fair few problems with Linux scaling. And the fact that there isn't, that a menu doesn't pop up or whatever, or some sort of a GUI that, that gives you a very clear, that shows in very clear text, hey, do you wish to install Qtile? It's a small thing, but if you can, do that with the beginning of this, like when you first open this script up, if you can do that, surely you can also implement that in the actual installation for the package manager, for the window managers. Surely that would not be that difficult to do. Should be easy. But you know, I don't know. It's a weird thing. The fact that that this script works like that. And I've actually used this script before, and I never once questioned it until today. Oh yeah, I also see something that is worth mentioning. This entire script installs custom packages by Derek himself. Derek is the guy who runs this entire script, and he wrote it all with some other people that worked with him on GitLab. But he made a couple of custom packages, and I think some of those packages completely overwrite everything that you once had on your system. I remember I had a awesome desktop on my Lenovo laptop that I was running Arch on for a while, and it's a great laptop, and I really love it. And I had this Linux desktop, which I can actually show you guys. So I'm just gonna put this on here, and let me show you guys this. This is absolutely amazing. So I used this desktop for quite a while, and I absolutely love it. It's still one of my favorite desktops in the world. But essentially what this is, it's just awesome window manager with a very, very pretty theming on top of it. It is really freaking awesome. No pun intended. And yeah, I just love this. I really love this. This setup is great. You get a very beautiful panel up top. You get this Rofi menu over here, which can launch all of your programs and whatnot. And this is what it would look like in full screen. Obviously, it wouldn't look exactly like this. There's a couple of differences in there, but you would get this really well-designed exit screen and you know, things like that, and it would just end up looking gorgeous. He made an entire video on it on YouTube, which I really want to show. So let's check that out. Oh yeah, foldables, right? Oh, good lord! And the funny thing is, those things are also those things also appear to be Samsung Galaxy Folds. Okay. There is something that I need to say about Samsung and their foldables. And I could say a lot of things about Samsung and foldables. So I'm not gonna be watching this entire video with you guys. But, let's just do they show it on screen? Yeah, there he is. With the foldables on screen right there.
Have a disposable.
Yeah, there we go. These things, the Galaxy Z Flip. I almost said fold, but I meant flip. These things are horrible. Oh man, I've seen so many videos of people who have used this, and it really does not matter which generation of Z Flip you get. They all break in some way eventually, right? And the thing is, they don't even just break after like 3 or 4 years. Like I'm pretty darn confident. I have a cheap ass phone from Motorola right here, which let me just show you guys what I've got, because you know it really is not the best of the best thing. It's a really cheap Motorola E40 phone, which I could get for like 120 bucks or something like that. And I am confident that this thing will last me well over 3 or 4 years if it came down to it. This is not even going to last a year. And the reason for that is quite apparent, because Samsung is not competent enough to realize that these displays that they're using, this ultra thin glass in combination with this horrible hinge design that they're using, is going to, they are not competent enough to realize that this breaks, and it breaks incredibly quickly if you're going to use it all the time. Because you're going to open and close that phone all the time, right? That's kind of the thing with foldables. You're going to open and close it all the gosh darn time. And because of that, you're going to put a lot of strain, you're going to put a lot of stress on that display, and it's just going to break eventually. Samsung is not competent enough to realize that, so they're just going to use this exact same display and the exact same hinge design, and they're never going to switch it up. That is the reason why these things break every single time. And I'm pretty sure that there's more Galaxy Folds that break than not because of this. And you know, Samsung really should just realize that the hinge design that they're using is absolutely horrible. But they're never going to, because they know that the Galaxy Flip and the Galaxy Fold are going to sell well. So they simply do not care about the actual quality of their product. But anyway, we're going to check out this desktop. And I know it doesn't really look like much when you're looking at it like this, because it's a pretty basic desktop with not an awful lot going on. And you would be right. It's mostly just a regular old, a very standard desktop with a top bar up top. But I do really like the design of that top bar. I think this looks incredible. Although he also used the exact same theme pretty much, but with a little bit of a different layout. He started out with this, which is essentially the exact same desktop as what I've shown you before, but this is laid out a little bit differently. This, I think, is a much better looking desktop, but I realize that in the horizontal you're going to lose a little bit of space there. So, but yeah, that's the thing. You're going to have to make some sacrifices here and there. What bar would you like to use with Xmonad? We're going to use Polybar because that's the one that I'm personally familiar with, so I like to use that. And again, this is a very standard number system. Why not just have a list? Use your cursor keys to scroll through them, hit enter and select it. Is that so incredibly hard to do or something? Or why isn't that there? I don't know, but it's weird. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that desktop that I showed you a moment ago. I actually tried using DTOS when I was running that desktop for a while, because I really liked that desktop that Chris Titus designed there. But I don't think he does anything with it anymore. I think he abandoned that project. But I once tried to use DTOS over the top of that, because I wanted to try some other window managers besides Awesome WM, which I already was running. So I tried to use this, and then the Awesome desktop just completely broke. It did not work in the slightest at all for me anymore, and I don't think even the top bar even worked anymore. Nothing worked. So that entire thing just pretty much got destroyed. Which I think is a big shame, because I absolutely loved that entire desktop and the way that it was designed and whatnot. But DTOS completely had completely overwritten it. Which I was very upset about. Because I was really happy with that desktop. And the desktop that DT uses... That thing was not particularly good. That thing was pretty darn horrible, as a matter of fact. I was not happy with that desktop, but we're gonna give it a shot again today, and we're gonna see if it grows on me more this time. I don't think it will, but you never know if you don't try. So we're gonna try it and see what happens. It is very verbose, luckily. But yeah, that's just kind of a given with ArchLinux, I suppose. I wonder if this also comes with PEMAC or Yay, one of those two. Both of which are AUR helpers, and both of which are very good for using the AUR. If you're into the AUR, then AUR helper is probably what you want to get, because it's a very good way to get into the AUR. But ArchLinux also has a lot of issues when it comes to the AUR, truth be told. Things could definitely be better on that front. So while I'm at it, I could also just leave it at that. Actually. Alright. Good griefus. Why? What is all of this, even? I mean, I get this is supposed to be all of his, configurations and stuff, but... I wonder if, this script is grabbing all of the configuration from Derek's actual dot files project, because he also has a GitLab page which has pretty much all of his dot files in there, which let's actually check. DistroTube, GitLab. Oh, dot files, there we go. And I want to check this out because I'm genuinely curious if that's what this is. It is. Then, okay. I am so very confused by this. I'm so confused by this because you can also do this in a very different fashion instead of doing whatever the heck this is doing. Just do a copy paste of all of the dot files in a single project. Chris Titus Tech also does that a lot, where he has Chris Titus Tech Toolbox. Let's go to his GitHub. So essentially what he does with his repositories and whatnot, we'll just show you. Let's go to Fedora Titus or something like that. Let's check that out. He has all of his .config files inside of a single folder right here. He copies that through his script using just a simple copy command, and then he pastes all of that into the .config file folder in your home folder of your Linux system. So that way it'll be easy for people to also pick out some things that they would want in that config folder. So they could go into the .config folder and pick out some stuff that they would probably want, or maybe not, or whatever. I don't know. It's an interesting way to get into it. But I don't know. This particular approach seems very slow. And to be honest, I don't have the fastest script in the world either. My script is pretty darn slow as well, but that's mostly because the wallpaper pack that I have is made out of some very big files, and I think that something that some of the files are just way too large for that script to go faster. There's like 140 wallpapers in there. Let's actually check how many wallpapers I have in there. And for the record, the reason why I have it in a Git repository is because I want to grab all of my wallpapers through Debian Starter Pack using a script. Because, let me just show you the script that I've got over here. I've got an install.sh. And what you can do in here is you can see what kind of stuff I have going on. For the record, a lot of this has been copy-pasted from Chris Titus Tech's GitHub, so that's why it's laid out the way that it is. I could not do it as well as he did in this. But I've got a separate thing called wallpapers, and this right here is my GitHub repository for all of my wallpapers, which I will show you guys in a second. And then it also throws it into a wallpaper folder that I've got in there, and then you can check out all of the wallpapers. The wallpapers themselves, I mean, I don't know if you can see exactly how many files there are in this. No, it doesn't look like you can. But there are a lot of wallpapers in this directory. So the download for those wallpapers is going to be a little bit on the slow side, which is a bit of a problem. But it works. And I'm very happy with that it works, actually. But, yeah, I would have liked for it to be a little bit faster than what it is. But I guess GitHub is not exactly designed to work with wallpapers like that, because I think the entire folder is like a gig big or something. Let's go for... I like to use the bash script. Let's use bash. DTOS has been installed. Enable SDDM as login manager. Let's reboot. Let's see what happens. Also, thank you, Arch, for not installing an entire desktop environment with SDDM, because on Debian, it actually installs the entirety of KDE Plasma for you. Which is frustrating as fuck. If you're trying to run a semi-light install of Debian, and you want to run SDDM, don't. Just don't. It's going to install the entirety of KDE Plasma, and it's not exactly well known for being a light desktop. Alright! We are in SDDM. It looks kind of similar to what you would find on a rather basic or on a base install of SDDM, besides the colors that are going on here, which is really colorful. We've got Qtile Wayland, which we're not going to be using Wayland today, because this virtual machine does not like Wayland very much. I know this because I've tried it before. It doesn't work. Let's start off with Awesome, because I'm very curious to see how that's going to look on this. It's gonna... Oh! Okay! I was actually kind of worried there. Because it didn't load up anything for a second. I thought that it might have broke. But luckily that's not what it did. Okay, that seems to work. What kind of things do we have on here? You know, besides all of that junk. Let's start with the resolution. Desktop manager is not active. That's great. No web browser. We've got Emacs. And that is essentially... Oh, I was already afraid that I would remember that shortcut. If you want to close any windows in this, Windows key, Shift C. That's the short key for that. And I hate it with a burning passion. Oh. But let's see how much stuff we have on here, actually. That font. Is that a nerd font? Or is that something else? I don't know. But let's see what a NeoFetch looks like. Oh, we've got Starship on this. That's right. Yeah, we've got a little under 1,000 packages installed. That hurts. I can actually get less packages on ArchLinux with GNOME installed. Just letting that sink in. But it's all because DT... Oh my goodness, I hate this. I am going to annihilate that configuration file. I am going to go into awesome ls-al. And I want to change the rc.lua. I think... Oh! rc.lua. It's a horrible idea to do this in Vim, but it's the best I can do. I want to look for all of the short keys, and before I do that, actually, how do I enter D menu? How do I do that? I know D menu is installed on here, I just have to find it. Okay. That's irritating. Okay. That's really irritating, actually. I was looking for something I could use to switch the resolution around, but it doesn't look like that's included. And now, or to open up D menu or something. Resolution. What am I talking about? I was looking for D menu, but that appears to be completely broken on this. So that's not going to work. And I don't know if this is because I'm running a virtual machine or because the resolution is jank. But come on, man. Can you just I don't know, use something that at the very least works decently or whatever? I don't know. Okay. Oh. Can I put in my password, please? Thank you. Okay. And this actually comes with the count key. The awesome window manager doesn't. I don't know why. Also, where's the polybar? Is this another case of resolution just not working well with me? Let's see what happens when I switch the resolution around. Nope. Okay, I can at the very least see this, but... Command-Shift-Return for the run command. Okay, yeah, there comes our con key. Or our D menu. Why is it just the run command and why is it not drun? Oh wait, because that doesn't come with D menu, does it? Oh, that sucks. What other things can I do with this? Restart? See what that does. That wallpaper. Oh, fucking hell. Does nitrogen come with this? No. Then, first of all, I want to clone my my wallpaper pack. PhoenixStarYT. Koen OS wallpapers. I probably also should have done an end-to-end command with polybar or something like that. I got a feeling that the auto start command for polybar is not included on this, actually. I don't think that it's included there. Which is completely and utterly bizarre. I do really appreciate the Nordic theme in this desktop. That's one thing. And also the fact that there's actually a blur or a fade-in effect, or fade effect, when you switch from one window to another, or open and close stuff and whatnot. That's an effect that I've come to miss in DTOS in the last version that I tried of it. Because for some bizarre reason, the last time I tried it, he didn't have the fade effect. And I always found that incredibly irritating for when I was using Xmonad the last time. Because the desktop would just be flickering a lot. And it would not be very very nice to look at. If you have very sensitive eyes or whatnot, you were not going to enjoy using Xmonad if you were using DTOS at the time. I should probably also run polybar. Okay, now it runs. What the fuck? Are you seeing this? Okay, yeah. Oh. Okay. Do we have the Xmo bar configuration? Please tell me that we do. Okay, it's updating. It's probably pretty difficult for you guys to see, but it is updating the Xmo bar. Yeah, that does not look like it's going to do much of anything, I think. Okay. That's a problem. And that's absolutely horrible. How? I really badly want to know why. I mean, maybe I'm just unlucky. When did he update this script again? When did he update this? I really want to know. A couple of days ago. This was updated 5 months ago. 4 years ago. Restructuring the entire .file repo. You probably should update that sometime soon. The menus have not been updated in over a year. Okay, this was updated a little while ago. But here's the thing. Nothing to see, really. He's been working on this. But it's not done yet. Why has it been committed? And why is it in the script already when it is not finished? Why is it like this? Is it so that you can work with other people on this or something? Because I am legitimately struggling to see why you would do it like this. Let's actually see what kind of things he did with this. Yeah, working on the Xmo bar polybar options for DTOS. Clearly, the polybar has not been finished yet. So clearly, some work needs to be done on that. And clearly, he did not think about this. It's in the script, but it's completely and utterly broken.
Get down to the baseline.
I mean, look, man. I honestly could care less if the desktop, if you were to put it on beta testing or whatever, but he technically is, because he's throwing it on GitLab and he's allowing people to work on it, but I think I've already checked this out. Yeah, I did. Can I just quit this with the same command? Ah, yeah, I can. That suddenly works. Okay. Logouts. Okay, that works. Let's check out Qtile. We're going to use the regular version, not the Xmonad version, because I know for a fact that Qtile is not going to like this setup that I have going on here. Okay. That seems to work. That just opened the terminal. Some of these things are not working. That's unfortunate. Our count key here works fine. Terminal works. The bad logo. Oh my god. DT, real talk. Can you please not fill up the terminal with random garbage on screen, please? Could you not do this? Because truth be told, it's really frustrating. Does this actually work now? D menu is still not working, even though it should work according to this. And Super Shift Q just quits. Yeah. Okay. I am not even going to question it. I'm just going to try to make the most out of it. The one that's right now is probably the most usable is Xmonad, even though it doesn't have a bar. But this is at the very least somewhat usable. So let's have some fun. We're gonna run nitrogen, and we're also going to check Alex's appearance real quick, because that looks horrible. Which one of these themes do we want? Adapt and Nocto. Agreed. Icon theme I also want to keep at Arc Elementary. Why do you ship Elementary with this? And okay. I am speechless. But it doesn't matter. Let's check out nitrogen. Let's add our wallpaper pack to this. Show hidden. Oh, no. See, it's right over here. So we can add this to there. And hit OK. And what should... Oh, I was trying to make the window smaller. I did not mean to move it around like this. Let's retry that. Let's see what happens when I try to do... Okay. I gotta figure out a couple of things about how to use this tiling window manager, or at the very least this configuration of this window manager. Let's see what happens when I try a different wallpaper. That actually works. I'm impressed, because last time I tried using this setup, and I tried to apply a different wallpaper using nitrogen. It didn't work, because that wallpaper that DT has set as the wallpaper by default, it was actually stuck there. It was overriding every single other wallpaper that I was trying to implement in my system. But now it's actually working. So that's great. Let's see what happens when I try to do scaled. That stretches it out. I don't really want that to happen. So let's do a zoomed fill then. That actually works. Wonderful. And, oh, it's the Debian logo. Okay, that's a fun one. But still, I don't want this to fill up my entire terminal when I don't ask for it. It's extremely frustrating, you know? Also, that conky just... Gotta restart this whole thing real quick. And close out of this. I do absolutely love that theme, though. But there were some other themes that you could use, I think. So let's see what else we've got. We've got Arc Dark and Darker. Oh, God! I don't know what kind of drugs you guys have been smoking, but this is not Darker. Maybe this is, but the rest of it sure isn't. Let's keep it at this. And I also want to install some different themes on here. Let's install Breeze, Papyrus, Icon theme, and what was that other theme that I had on Debian again? It wasn't Layla, was it? No, it wasn't. Let's just install this. It's installing a little more packages than I would have liked. So we're already at the 1,000th digits, I think. That's a little bit of a... Yeah, this is, I am still so very upset over the fact that Polybar does not work. And the fact that they actually bothered to put it into the script. I mean, doesn't even say anywhere that the script is not finished. About... No. It's only for x86 architecture and will not work on ARM devices such as Raspberry Pi. That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. It should work on the Raspberry Pi. It should work, right? Why wouldn't it work on the Raspberry Pi? I don't understand. There are a lot of things about this that I do not understand, and this is one of those. Okay, we've got Breeze Dark. We've also got Papyrus, but let's just use Breeze for the time being. Mouse cursor, I love the Breeze cursor theme, so that's the one that I would like to use. We do not have a file explorer, apparently. So, there is our Breeze theme. Yeah, truth be told, I'm shocked. I am horribly shocked. It's not even just the fact that a lot of the stuff that I was trying to do did not work. It was my fault for trying to use a script that probably is still not quite finished yet. But the thing is, as someone who uses Linux a lot, right? Because this is not created by someone who did not know how to use Linux at all. I'm just gonna power this off and go straight to the GitLab page. So let's open this up. This wasn't made by a guy who doesn't know anything about this, right? This was made by a guy. He actually has a fair few issues that he would have to go through. Archived repository. Doom Emacs not starting on DTOS Manjaro 22. Blank screen after screen timeouts. dmenu and dmenu scripts not running. DM run issue. Clean install stuck on dev xxx clean screen. Maybe we should add an issue to this. Oh! Yeah, I am not going to make an account just for this. But you know, it's really simple to just make a script that works. Let's actually... You know what? We're gonna have some fun with Chris Titus Tech. We're gonna do his Titus Awesome. And I know this is probably not going to work as well either, because I think this is... I think Awesome WM has been updated recently, so it's going to have some problems here and there, but still. I want to test this out. I want to see if this is going to work at all. We should probably try it on something else than this. Let's install it on my Debian system. I don't even remember much of anything that I put on here. I don't think that there is much on this, to be honest. Because I don't really use Debian that much in virtual machines anymore. I've done a little bit of testing with some theming that I could do on it. Because I was thinking, you know what, let's just have some, let's do some theming on it and see what I can do with it. Let's make it pretty. That's pretty much all that I did, and I wanted to try out some other themes than the usual ones, because normally I just use, let's see, I've used Nordic a lot, and I love Nordic. I've also used Leyen a couple of times. But this time I wanted to try out something else with GNOME, and but I don't think I've done much of anything else on this, so it should be good. Give her a minute to boot up. This usually takes a lot longer than Arch does for some reason. Maybe it's because GDM is not quite as light to run. Yeah, see, I've only got GNOME on here, so we can just run this. And let's see what we've got. Absolutely nothing at all, I can tell you that much. And sure enough, there we are. So, it's actually been a while since I last ran this. Oh, we've got nearly 2,000 packages. Okay. Makes sense, because I actually used a base install with a desktop environment out of the box. So, I ran the Debian installer and I selected a desktop environment over the top. That is going to have a little bit of bloat in there. And Debian is also a lot heavier with packages than Arch is. So, what we gotta do is the following. We're going to run Firefox ESR. We're going to run Firefox ESR because that is the one that I found works best on Debian. I think regular Firefox doesn't really work at all, actually. Come to think of it. Chris Titus Tech. Awesome. And we're gonna use this. And he has a Debian-based script right over here. So we're going to run that. Paste it in. And password. And then it's going to install all of this garbage. I also have Debian SID on here, so we should have the latest possible images available. Let's see what other things we've got in here. The configuration for Debian-based systems. We should copy that over here in a second. And after that, we're going to throw that inside of here as well, install it, and have it all run. Should be good. Oh, this is also grabbing some other things like the Papyrus icon theme. I completely forgot that that's what it did. It's been a while since I've used this script, actually. It's been a long time. So, I don't really remember much of anything that comes with this script. I know a fair few things come with it, but I don't remember everything. Papyrus icon theme. I would also like to try a different icon theme than Papyrus at some point. I'm using it as my default on Windows 11, but that's mostly because the icon theme on Windows 11 doesn't really fit my needs. It doesn't really look good to me anymore. Let's see what other things we've got. I also want to use Rovi theme. And throw that inside of there. And that apparently already is done. I would like for that to be a little more verbose out of the box. Then we need to install that thing. Qt5-style-plugins. Ah, it's already in there. And I would imagine that this is also already in this file. Environments. Oh, what? We don't have Vim? Okay. Let's try that again then, shall we? Oh, it's not in there yet. Okay. Fair enough. Changing a read-only file. Oh, that's correct. That's right. I need to get out of here. And do a QA exclamation point and do a sudo. There we go. And we're gonna paste this inside of here. And then right quit Exclamation points. And that should do it. That should do everything that I needed to do. So we can get out of here. If I remember how to do it. That just locked it, I think. Yeah, I think I locked it. I locked it. Alright. Let's try that again. Try that shit again. Oh, there we go. I just pushed the wrong buttons. As you do. Okay. So, awesome. And let's see what happens. Okay. Alright. And why is there an Unsplash watermark over the top of this? Oh, oops. Why are you watermarked? Let's do the next image. That's better. Okay. And our terminal is not open. This does. Oh, God. That does not look right. I also feel like, because Rofi doesn't seem to work very well, I think Rofi is broken. Okay, this seems to work. Oh, but this is the Nautilus file explorer. That's, okay. Yeah, okay. That's, okay, I want to try something out. Let's do... terminal. That actually launched it! But everything about the GUI aspect of this is broken beyond belief. And I don't know if that's because Awesome is running on Wayland, which is not really working well on this in general. Or if the GUI is just broken because of course it is. Yeah, I think the GUI is just broken because of course it is. Or maybe it has to do with the fact that this theme has not been updated in a while. That could also be the case because the GUI of this right here, this Awesome window manager, has not been updated in a long time. So I think that might be the cause of it breaking right there. But it doesn't really matter. It's what it is, and there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. But I would have loved for this to work a little bit better than it does anymore. Because in its current state, this is just completely destroyed, and it would have been awesome if Chris does a little bit of tweaking with it every once in a while, you know, because this is a cool desktop. It's a really cool one. But yeah, it's actually. Should we try this out? Okay. Let's try something out. Let's try something. Let's do something a little bit crazy. Let's have some fun. Because this right here is a brand new desktop that Chris Titus has been working on recently, and I think it looks absolutely phenomenal, and I kind of want to try it out on real hardware, but there's a couple of problems with that. I'm afraid it's probably not going to work as well as I would hope. But there's only one way to find out. We're gonna test it. And if this works, then I'm a happy guy. Then I can end this stream off with a bright smile and we can move on and just consider this, just forget about it. Don't think about it too much anymore because it's not going to help you much. Let's do a sudo pacman-s Firefox before we do anything else. Because I do want to install a proper web browser first. Because I don't think that a web browser is installed on here. Or is there? Let's see. No, we don't have any we don't have Firefox. So let's install Firefox. And do this. And not even Firefox is installing that many packages. I mean, DT, I'm just saying, if you don't have to install like nearly 500 packages upon install. It's not necessary, and it's only going to fill up your entire system with more bloat than you probably would like. So I don't understand why you're just screwing up your entire desktop environment like this. Let's go to his GitHub. And I'm not gonna fix up this resolution, or am I? No, I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. I don't feel like it. Let's go to Hyperlink Titus. Do we have Yay? No, we do not. Okay. So, first off, Base Devil. Yes. And then we can launch this. We're gonna put that inside of here. And it's building. Wonderful. And then what we gotta do is install all of the packages that are included with this. So it's going to install all of this garbage right here. And then it's pretty much done. Recommend Arch install with Sway as base for as desktop for base. SDDM get is required, or you will run into shutdown bugs and delays. SDDM needs to be configured for auto login. Recommend using Sway lock on start of script for security. Replace XDG desktop with this. You know, we'll see what happens. This is just kind of a you only live once kind of scenario. I legitimately do not care if this is going to break on me or not. And why doesn't this want to copy and paste? There we go. I legitimately do not care what this is going to do. I just if this is going to break, that's fine. I don't mind. I just want to see how this is going to do. I also need to clone all of the config files. So we need to do a git clone and then do all of the dot files and whatnot. And remove make dependencies after install. No, let's not do that. I don't want to read any of these. Import, install. Many more packages are to be installed on this system, but that's no problem. And if this actually works fine with my system, I'm going to use this as my daily driver for a while. I've not used Arch in a long time. Or well, maybe not as my daily driver. More as a little secondary thing that I can use for fun. We're gonna use this for fun, and we're gonna see. I want to see if this is actually going to work with what I'm looking for. If it does, then that's wonderful. That would be freaking wonderful, actually. I would love that. Alright, come on, finish up already so I can boot into my new desktop. Actually, I cannot do that yet. I still have to configure my what are they called? My dot files. Well, technically not my dot files, but Chris's dot files. So we gotta do that first before we can do much of anything else. You gotta give it a little bit for it to actually compile everything. That's the thing with Arch and AUR. If you want to do this, that's fine, but you're gonna have a lot of patience. You're gonna have a lot of patience with Linux in general, to be honest. But if you're gonna use Arch, the main thing you're going to run into if you're going to install stuff from the AUR is that some packages you're going to install take quite a while to compile. And so right now it's compiling 129 things, which I'm assuming are all sorts of packages that it needs to grab for this to work. I just find it incredibly amazing, by the way. The fact that this is so broken still. Whoa. I mean no ill will to Derek or anything. It's great that he's building something like this for the true Linux chats. But I do not like this entire setup. The way that it's all set up, the fact that it's not even that it doesn't even work. And again, it could be because I'm running this on a virtual machine and everything, but this should not be this incredibly broken. Because when I install a polybar, I expect a polybar, and the polybar, to be clear, is essentially just a top bar that you're going to see on your screen. It's going to showcase all of your workspaces and a bunch of other information that you could put in. And it doesn't come with any of that. It doesn't come with any of that garbage. And I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't come with any of that garbage. But oh well. It doesn't matter. I am not going to be using DTOS as my daily driver anyway, so I really don't care. But I do think that if you're going to do this kind of thing, at the very least make sure that it works. Do some testing every once in a while. See if there's something that you can change to make it a little bit better or whatever. And actually put this stuff out there once you know it's ready. Once you know that it's fully working. Once you know that what you're gonna be putting out is functional. And this is not functional in its current state. It's not even close to that. Because there's some stuff in here that just does not work. And the thing is, people are actually using the script and trying this out for the first time on their system. And they find out that this does not work. I mean, maybe, again, I'm using this in a virtual machine, so maybe there's some problems with this running inside of a virtual machine. But, it's just frustrating, really frustrating. I hope that it's over with soon. Because truth be told, I'm actually getting a little bit tired of this. You know what? Let's do that configuration before while that's going. Let's do a copy of this, git clone this garbage, and there you go. It's done. Do we have PC Man FM in here? We do. Beautiful. So basically what we can do now is open up this show hidden. And I also want to open another one of these. So I can go to my .config folder. And we've got this. We got .config and we've got all of this garbage. Let's dump it all in there. And boom. Got all of that. And remove SDDM. We've got SDDM git, that's fine. Let's remove this. and do a reboot. And yes, I know that this is probably not going to work. This is definitely not going to work. It's going to run horribly, it's going to look horrible, and it is just going to be horrible. I know that much is clear to me. But I still really want to do this because I think that this could potentially work. And it could work really well at that. Okay. We have Hyperland. I don't have Sway installed though, but you know, we'll see what happens. Ah! It doesn't work! Okay. Yeah, I was afraid of that, so we gotta do a sudo pacman-s of Sway. Because I would imagine it's missing that dependency. I think that's what it is. So let's see what happens now. Doesn't work still. Okay. Reboot. You know, there's so many different ways that you can get this kind of thing to work. And I just decided, you know what, we're gonna do this the hard way. We're gonna do this the fun way, because that's the way we do things around here. That's the way you should do all your things. If you're gonna do anything Linux related, you gotta do things the fun way. Which also means the absolutely ridiculous way. Yeah, that is not going to work. And I think I know why. Hyperland does not like virtual machines like this. Or at the very least, it doesn't like the configuration that I have for my virtual machine. But anyway. Complete and total failure. Well, maybe not total. Maybe not total. Because I, at the very least, got my system to boot up properly. It boots up, it works, but I am not particularly happy with the way that this went. I would have loved for this to, at the very least, or well, I at the very least would have loved for this thing to work. Because I do strongly believe that this could be a very good desktop. I would love to test this out someday in another virtual machine, and maybe we should not run this with DTOS installed on Arch. We're not gonna do that today because I feel like I've spent enough time on this as it is, but I would love to come back to this someday and have a little bit of fun with it in live stream. But we're gonna do that another day. In the meantime, I want to thank all of you for watching this live stream. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, I don't know, we'll see each other in the next video, I guess. See you next time, everybody.